Hello and welcome to episode 20 in a series of mountain walking guides for the Munros, the highest mountains in Scotland. In today's episode I'm going to climb Stob Corrie Sgriach and Bidian nan Bian and then descend by Stob Corrie nan Lochan. For today's walk I did not bring my crampons or ice axes, and that was a mistake. There is a section of the Corrie right before the Bealach as you're ascending up Stob Corrie Sgriach that requires ice axes and crampons. There's a large patch of snow that can actually remain there even into the summer. The start of the walk is from the Three Sisters car park in Glencoe, and this is around about 2 hours drive from Glasgow. This car park is free. There's a second smaller car park just slightly further up the road on the left hand side if this one is full. It does get busy, and it gets busy with a lot of tourists and sightseers, not necessarily Munro walkers, because there are some really nice walks here that you can do without actually climbing a Munro. I will say that this route is probably easier to navigate if you do it in a anti-clockwise or a counterclockwise direction. I did the route in a clockwise direction. So starting at the car park, you follow the path down, it joins a bigger path here and you just follow that. Go down here, there is a staircase here, quite a steep set of stairs, takes you down to a bridge, cross the river, come back up the other side. The path is all very straightforward. You come to a big boulder here and then you want to take a sharp left and cross the river. There's a stream running here, and that's the easiest way to get across, and then you're back on the path. You follow that up into the Lost Valley. That's this area here. It's a big flat area. When the sun comes into that space later in the afternoon, it's a very nice area for a picnic or a barbecue, although it is about 40 minutes from the car park to get there. Finding the end of the path going up here is just a little bit tricky because this is a big flat area. But once you're on the path, it's a well-made rocky set of steps, takes you up the side of the mountainside here. And you follow that all the way up. There is another path that forks off, and you can ascend Bidian directly going up around about here, and it takes you up onto the ridge at this point, and then you can go up there. I have descended that way in the past, and that was my backup plan if the Corrie at the end here was too difficult to get up because I didn't have my crampons. I would have had to backtrack back down and then go up this way. So you come up here, it gets steeper, it gets more tricky, and then around about here there's a patch of snow, and you'll see in the video it is quite steep, and I actually ended up climbing up the side here and avoiding the snow because it was too hard to kick in footsteps. Once you get onto the Bealach at this point, it's a fairly short, steep rise up to the top of Stob Corrie Sgriach. And you get amazing views from here in all directions. It's a really spectacular viewpoint. You make your way back down to the Bealach, and you'll find you get up this ridge very quick. It's not difficult, there's nothing tricky going up that ridge from here all the way up to Bidian. I think this is probably the first time I've actually been on Bidian without cloud. I didn't recognise it. Then working my way down this ridge here, this was tricky. The path was covered in snow, so you couldn't follow the path. Maybe I could have kept my GPS out and just walked using the GPS, it might have been easier. I started coming down a little bit to the right of this ridge, and there is a path going down there, but it didn't look very well used, so I was suspecting that not many people did use it. So I checked the GPS and saw it come off a little bit to the right, so I just contoured round and joined the path again. When it comes to this point, you can go straight down here. There's a little bit of scrambling required, but you can also you can cut back, and there's some zigzags on the left hand side, so there's no climbing or scrambling required if you go to the left of this bit of the ridge. And it's very obvious, it's well worn. From there you make your way up this ridge to Stob Corrie nan Lochan, and I never noticed that path. That might have been quite a good path to come down. So I went from here, I went down to the left, and again this bit was tricky to navigate. It's all rocks, there's no obvious signs of wear, I came down a path, and I suspect I came down a little bit more to the left. And it was a path, there was clear signs of wear and people had used it, but it came off more to the left, and then it contoured round, and then you joined what was a more obvious path about here. You've got to work your way through the cliff tops here, and it doesn't look like it on this map, but there's some significant large cliffs around this bit. And you work your way around, you'll see a small cairn here, and at that point you turn to the right again. It was covered in snow, so I couldn't see the path clearly. People have been going around the edge of the snow. And you follow this down. It's not very well defined, this path, until you join this point here, and then it's much more clear and obvious where the path is. You follow that down, join the main set of steps here, and this path is really clear. And there's a nice stream that you're walking down besides. It's very scenic. And then you make your way down the steps, back to the car park. Bidian is in the West Highlands, and looking at the Mountain Weather Information Service for tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be quite windy, 20 to 25 miles per hour winds. It's going to be dry all day, so that's good news. And it looks like it's going to be 90% chance of being clear. With the wind chill though, it could be as cold as -5. Good morning. Bidian Nan Bien, straight ahead. But even here at Three Sisters Car Park, it is very windy. Parking here is free, but it can get busy. There's a few campers that were staying overnight in their vans, and some camper vans that arrived this morning. It's a popular spot, so we're just going to head down this way and go up the Lost Valley. So as you leave the car park, you're going to head along that path there, and you can see there's a yellow tent where those walkers are. You're going to turn right and go up into the Lost Valley, and that's that valley there between those two peaks, and go all the way up to the far end. So it's a fairly easy route to navigate, especially once you're in that valley. So we'll head off. It's just 10 to 8 in the morning. I've climbed Bidian this way a couple of times, but it's been about 25 years since the last time I went up this way. More recently, I've climbed it from the west. You can park at the far end of Glencoe down there and then go up a path there. But the Lost Valley is a really nice part of the country. It would be good for a picnic. I've only climbed Stob Corris Scrayhack once before. Most of the time I just go up and do Bidian. It's the bigger and more impressive of the two Munros here. Looks like it'll be a lovely day for it. It's nice just now, I'm out of the wind. It's going to be very windy on the ridge if the car park's anything to go by. You can see there's a few people coming back from the Lost Valley. Maybe they camped there overnight. Maybe they just went up to get the sunrise. It was a beautiful sunrise this morning. Just come down a steep set of stairs, brings you along to this wooden bridge, which makes it a lot easier to cross this river. It's cut quite a gorge in the landscape. A little boulder section to make our way through. We're heading for the path that's where those two people are coming down. I think it takes us up to the left of the valley at this point. Quite a few people have been camping in the Lost Valley, making their way out. Once you come through that bit of boulders, you'll see this big rock. Go immediately to the left and cross the river here. Looks like the easiest point. Almost at the Lost Valley. This is a real workout. Good steps at the top, easy enough to follow. Quite a lot of gravel and rock, just normal open rock. It is steep. And as soon as you get up to the entrance of the Lost Valley, all that pain goes away and the views make it worth it. Welcome to the Lost Valley. Maybe I should have went in the opposite direction. When the sun lights this place up, it's a little bit of paradise. It's well protected from the wind, as you can hear. Stobh Corry Greehach is on the left or centre of the frame at the moment. The route goes up that sort of Corry gully. I think a wee bit to the right to start with, but you go up to the Bealach there. Head up to that top, come back down, follow the ridge all the way around the back up to Bidian Nambian. It's lovely just now. And that took just 40 minutes to get here from the car park. Quite the campsite. I hope that snow doesn't become an issue. Didn't bring my crampons today. I might not even be able to get up there. We'll go and have a look. Keep going up this way until I see a good path going off slightly to the right. I think I can see it on the hillside. So I'm right on the path. You can see where it leaves the rocks just straight ahead in the centre. And we follow that straight for a bit and then we should see it. And I think I can see the path now go up to the right. I think it's that little line there, dead centre. And that's where it heads up off, out of the gorge. So now let's go up and see what we find. I'm a little bit curious to see if that bit where the snow is actually passable without crampons. We'll see when we get there. You'll easily know if you're on the right path. It's made of big steps. I'm just under 600 metres and as predicted the wind has really picked up again. So I'm going to put my hat and my jacket back on, reduce the wind chill. There are alternative routes up to Bidian from here. You can go around to the right further up and go up that way. That's usually the way I come back down when I go this way. But I'm going to do the full circuit and go all the way around to the right and come down the valley to the right of this one. Even that bit there, that looks quite easy to ascend. Going from right to left up that ridge. It's actually getting quite wild, and I'm not even on the ridge. This might not be much fun. We'll see. Coming to the end of this gully, the path I'm taking goes straight ahead and up to that lowest point there that's in the centre of the frame. I can see faint trails up to the right, and like I say, I'm pretty sure I came down that way in the past. So if this looks too difficult, I'll then cut across and go up to the right. And literally about 3 or 4 metres on from that last video clip, I've just come to a junction. There's a set of stairs going up to the right, so that'll take you up there. And then there's this path going up straight ahead. And we'll start going up this one. If I go up here, it's going to be a long ridge walk to get back round to the top of this one here. So I'd rather just go straight up this way. It's really hard to tell from here how steep that snow is. Perspective is quite difficult at the moment. There are routes up or footsteps showing where people went up all over the place. Some people went up behind there. A lot of people went up this bit. So I'll go up. If the snow is soft enough and you can kick your feet in, there's already steps, it shouldn't be any problem. It's just if the snow is ice hard. If it is, I'll probably go into this grassy, rocky bit. I think you can quite easily walk right up there where all the grass is. Probably go up a wee bit zigging and zagging, but I think you can get up there. It's really hard to tell how steep this is. I don't think it's quite 45 degrees. It's a bit less than that. But it gets steeper up the top. There are a mixture of footsteps kicked into it, and the snow isn't completely ice, but it's quite hard. We'll go up a bit to see how we get on. Definitely should have had crampons for this bit. So for me it's time to go up right of that snow. walk this bit. Looks okay. Just it was getting too high. If I slipped, I had no way to rescue myself. Even one ice axe would have helped. A few more people coming up. This is a fairly strenuous and involved scramble. So far it's okay. Doesn't look like I've got much to go. It looks like it's getting easier. Better look across. That would be easy to go up with a couple of ice axes and some crampons. Far too risky without it. You can see there's a clear set of trails here. But we'll walk this way. Soon be on the ridge. Birion nan Bean is back there. It might be that top, the very slight one we can see in the centre. On the way down, I'm going to go up and over that top, and then from there you go straight ahead down to the left. Takes you back down to the other valley. If you're doing this in the summertime, or at least when there's no snow, this is where you would come up. You'll see this little cairn, you've reached this point, the Bealach, and then you would just head up to the left. It's a very short climb to the top, take no time at all. But you get up here and you get some amazing views. You can see back down to the Lost Valley, which seems to be miles away now. I'm at the summit of Stobh Corri Sgreach. I find that a hard one to pronounce. There's an E and an M in there and you don't pronounce it. Anyway, there's Birion nan Bean and the Uinneach Íoch Ridge, another one I can't pronounce, Ben Nevis. This is probably one of the best views you get in all of Glencoe. You've got the small Buchel, Buchcliffe and Beg, and then behind that the big Buchel, Buchcliffe and Moor. You see both tops, well all three tops. One in the middle is not Munro. And now we're looking south. Ben Starrow, Glen Etive, over that way. It's taken 3 hours to get here, and I estimate it'll take another 3 hours actually to get back to the van. It won't take very long to get up Bidian, and it's obviously quicker coming downhill. Bidian Nan Bien is directly ahead. You might be able to see there's a person on the summit. Lovely ridge walk, this one. It's not very far between these two tops, and not difficult either. The hard part's getting up to the Beelach. Once you've done that, that's the hardest part of the walk. There is one false summit on the way up to Bidian. The summit's just over there. At the summit of Bidian Nan Bien. This will be a new descent route for me. Go straight ahead to that summit there, go down to the left a little bit, and then the path goes round that edge towards the north, straight ahead of us. It goes back down, it goes down. So we'll see what that's like. I've talked to some people that came up that way. There's a bit of scrambling on that route, but there's no snow, so don't need any crampons, thankfully. The easiest way off Bidian is actually to go to the west. And there's a really nice staircase that takes you back down to the bottom of the loch down there. But it's a very long walk back. Very long. So we'll go the more direct. I'm just going to head off the top and see if I can get out of this wind, then we'll stop for a drink or something to eat. It's just too cold and I need to get out of the wind. I've come down a little bit to the right on this loose scree, and you can see there's footprints, and there's definitely footprints down there where people have come up this way. But when I double check the map and the GPS, it says I should be a little bit more to the left. So I'm going to go round to the edge there and just have a look and see if I can just go round and join the main path again. We're aiming for that top over there. So that worked out perfectly. The main path, I'm right on it again, but it is covered in snow. So just contours round there. You can see the path just goes down here. Much easier than going down to the right and then coming back up onto it. So just always keep an eye on the map. That's looking back up. It's quite a steep, narrowish ridge you've got to come down there, but you want to come down the very peak of the ridge. I'm going to stop here. I'm a little bit out of the wind. It's still breezy, but it's better than it has been. I'll have some lunch and it'll be on the way up to that last top, and you can see somebody over there. So that's where the path goes, that sort of direction. Goes down the edge and then over somewhere, don't know where. Oh look, an old friend. Scramble on this little bit, or you can just take the easy path. And I'm going to take the easy path, so you just backtrack here and then it just goes, it zigzags left, then back to right, then you're on the ridge. So nice and simple at this point. The sun's really come out, the wind's gone away, it's glorious. Just come down that little steep section. Like I say, keep to the middle of it and it's not bad. If you're going the other way, you could do a little bit of scrambling, a very little bit just there, nice and easy. A short walk to the top of this summit, and I was just talking to a couple there. The other side of this is just a nice easy walk back down, so that's nice. castle in front of us. There's not a lot of snow left. It's only on the north side of the mountains now, really. The second ridge, the one that's in the middle going across, is the Uinach Oíche Ridge, and it's spectacular, but I never seem to be able to get it in the photographs or the video. It doesn't look like much, but hopefully we'll do that pretty soon. These cliffs look kind of familiar. I don't know if I've been up this way before in the opposite direction that I'm going today. They look familiar. But you can see there's people there, so the path goes down that ridge. There's somebody in red, I think. There it is. Somebody down there, so that's where the path goes. And then it'll make its way down into this valley here. And you can see the car park. And it's pretty full looking. There's a second car park there as well. And that, I think that's where this path actually finishes. The second car park. Let me just make our way back. This is lovely, no wind. Yeah, I move about 20 metres and there's lots of wind. It comes and goes. So that's Schoolhouse Ridge, right in the centre of Frame. That's a nice ridge to climb up. I've got a video on that one. That's a nice walk. You can see Glencoe down there, Glencoe Village. Looking back at Bidian, there's the summit cairn for this one. Trickiest part's always getting off the top in the right direction. So I think the path goes that way, but it's under snow. But it's meant to go over here. So I'm just going to go from this summit, go head to the left. And I think there's a faint sign of a path. It's because it's rockier at the top, it's always harder for a path to have signs of where. Yeah, I think we go down here and a little bit to the left and then down. We'll get onto that ridge where those people are. Should be straightforward after that. Definitely not the most obvious path, and it's just sort of signs that it's a bit less rough heading down to there and then round that edge, because there is a drop there. So we'll go down and underneath that, and then after that I think it should be easy. And this is on a perfectly clear day. You can imagine the difficulties navigating when you're in cloud and driving rain and lots of strong wind. It can be much more difficult. I came down there on my right, as you look at it here, on the left side of this ridge. It was hard to keep an eye or keep on the main path. There is a path that comes down the left, but now that I've joined the main path, much more wear on it. I think this whole circuit would be easier to navigate doing it in an anti-clockwise direction, the opposite way I've done it. These are some impressive cliffs. I've got to get to the bottom of there. So while I might have been enjoying the view over the cliff edge, I was a little bit too far to the right again. So I've had to make my way across to the left, and you can just see the path there about sort of 7 or 8 meters away. And it goes down, then it goes to the left. But with all this rock, it is quite hard to follow. So I just need to keep an eye on the GPS and just make sure I'm pretty close to it. And once again, the path kind of runs out. Almost looks like it would go down there. But somebody's built a little cairn on the corner there, so I'm going to go over and have a look. It should be the right way. And I can see crampon marks on the rocks, which is always a good sign that you're on the right path. You can see the path there, and something makes it even easier when you can see people in the path. So we go down there. With any luck, that's the hardest of the navigation done. Still very high up. Fortunately, we go down to the left. And that's a lot less steep. Now, when you see this cairn, you want to turn to the right. The main path does go straight ahead, but that's the wrong way. So we want to go down to the right, and we're heading down there a little bit to the left of those little loch-ins, those little ponds you can see over there. We're just going to the left hand side of them. The snow doesn't help, it's covering the path, but you can see footsteps in it. This section of the path is very faint and hard to follow, and then it just disappears. And so checking the GPS again, and I've gone slightly to the left, so I'm just going to have to go back to the right a little bit. So before going down this bit, I did double check the map on the OS Maps app, and this is the right path. So you'll see a big bit of rock, and you go down here. The path is on the left hand side of this gully, and I think it crosses over and goes across there. You'll see right in the centre of frame, goes down there to the right, and then all the way down, you can see it. You can see it cuts down on the right hand side of the gully. So you can see it there, and cuts round. It should be a much more clear path now, and that makes it easier. Here we have a nice little plunge pool. Looks beautiful. Just about had brain freeze there. I use my water filter to collect freezing cold water, and then you've got some concentrated dilution juice and you stick that into the empty bottle of Lucozade. Really refreshing. Well, I timed that perfectly. The path now veers away from the stream and cuts the corner round to the right. It's a beautiful day. Glencoe is one of the best places in Scotland to go hill walking. The mountains are quite stunning and just beautiful. And accessible. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hopefully we get as nice a day for the next one. Bye for now. Crossing over that river that we crossed this morning, similar type of bridge. So it's just up here, turn right, turn left, you're back at the car. Back at the car park. As you can see, it's pretty busy. So back at the van at 3:20. Total walking time is 7.5 hours.